Ultamize. If you want to immediately improve how you use your time today, do this. Before you start any task, define the exact first action in simple, specific terms. Not work on a project, but open the document and write the first paragraph. That one change will make you start faster and hesitate less. For example, most people sit down at their desk, look at their list, and think, I should work on this. But the brain doesn't know what this means. So instead of starting, it looks for something easier. You check email, you open a browser, you glance at your phone, and suddenly 10 or 15 minutes are gone before you even started. But if you sit down and say, open the document and write one paragraph, your brain has a clear instruction. There's no confusion. And when there's no confusion, there is much less resistance. This is where most time management advice goes wrong. It sounds good, it feels responsible, it gives you the sense that you're being organized, but it assumes you're operating in a calm, controlled environment where you can make a plan and simply follow it. That's not the world you're living in. For example, you can create a to do list in the morning. It looks clean, it looks reasonable. You feel good about it. But then the day actually starts. A message comes, then another, then an email marked urgent, then a notification pops up, then somebody calls, then you remember something else you forgot to do. Now, your list is no longer driving your day. Your environment is. This is the real problem. You're not managing time inside a quiet system. You're managing time inside a competitive system where multiple things are trying to pull your attention into different directions. For example, your phone is not just sitting there waiting for you to use it, it's filled with apps, alerts, and signals designed to get you to look at it. Every notification is a trigger. Every badge is a signal. Every vibration is a nudge. So when your phone lights up while you're working, you're not just resisting a random distraction, you're resisting something that was specifically designed to pull your attention away. That's why willpower alone isn't enough. For example, you can tell yourself, I will not check my phone. That works for a few minutes, but then it lights up again, or you think about it, or you feel the urge. And eventually you check, not because you lack discipline, because the system around you is stronger than your intention in that moment. This is where traditional advice completely breaks down. It tells you try harder, focus more, be more disciplined, but it ignores the environment you're operating in. For example, imagine trying to focus on reading a book in a room where a television is on. People are talking and your phone is buzzing every few minutes. You might manage for a while, but eventually your attention gets pulled away. Same thing happens with your work every day. If your environment makes distraction easy, you will be distracted. You're human. So the solution is not just better planning, it's better design. For example, instead of relying on willpower to avoid your phone, you physically move it out of reach, ideally into another room. Now the behavior changes immediately, not because you became more disciplined, but because the environment changed. For example, instead of starting your day by reacting to messages, you start your day by clearly stating your top priorities before you look at anything else. Now your brain has direction before the world starts pulling at you. For example, instead of sitting down and trying to figure out what to do next, you decide the exact next step in advance. Now, when you begin, there is no hesitation. These are small changes, but they produce large results because they change the system you're operating in. This is the key idea. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. If your system makes distraction easy, you will be distracted, even if your goals are clear, even if they're great goals. But if your system makes focus easy, you will get more done, even on days when you don't feel especially motivated. That's why some people appear naturally productive. It's not because they're constantly using willpower, it's because their environment and their systems support the behavior they want. And that's what you're going to start building. Not a perfect schedule, not a longer list, but a system where the right actions are easier to start and easier to repeat. Because when that system is in place, time management stops feeling like something you have to force. It starts to feel like something that happens automatically. By the way, quick question for you. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to consume content and how hard it is to actually do anything with it? I mean, you can listen to 100 episodes, read 10 books, and your habits are exactly the same. That's the gap most people never close. So if you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, I want to actually improve, go to ultamize.com. We've got free courses there for you, either on communication skills or building better habits. And it's designed to get you to actually use what you're learning, not just hear it once. No cost, no catch. Just go to ultamize.com and start.